DJ Holy Foe. Yo!
You're locked into Point 5 Creative Studios, where Africa's stories aren't just told, they're produced. News, politics, entertainment, films that move the continent. We bring the truth, the fire, the creativity. Your world, powered by African storytelling. Point 5 Creative Studios. Point 5 Creative Studios. Point 5 Creative Studios. Point 5 Creative Studios. Point 5 Creative Studios.
Nematambudziko amudarageza na Sarowaka.
Yeah, zvakaonekwa.
Just I know you are very busy. I was just watching interview your this guy. I was so impressed. The one who said that the person who is to take the blame or who let people down was Chiwenga.
Oh, Evangelist Bullet.
Answer?
Evangelist Bullet.
Evangelist Bullet. Anoneka pa social media.
Yeah, I know one.
He made a lot of sense. Yeah, his analysis, I like it. It's so balanced and his deep analysis, I like it. And Evangelist Bullet. All right. I hope I'll be able to engage with him.
Yeah.
I like his sober analysis, and it made a lot of sense. One thing which I totally agree with him, Chamisa has no power. The country is under the military. And the ZANU-PF alone cannot take us anywhere. Even the people who are clamoring for Chiwenga, because Chiwenga is coming from the system. We are in this mess because of ZANU-PF, including people like Chiwenga. Of course, yes, today people might say that because they just want change for the sake of change, but we don't want change for the sake of change. We want permanent change. We want things, political settlement that is sustainable going forward. Because we run the risk of going into the same circle. And that's one thing I totally agree with the evangelists. But people, because they're so desperate for a change, they might also make the same mistake. And I hope that, and I'm also, I don't know, but I'm also disappointed that the leadership, like, of course, I don't totally agree with Jeff Judah. Sometimes he's too insulting, but of course, what you also said is very true. There's no opposition. And worse off, and we were living in the diaspora. We are also desperate to return home or to galvanize support. Even suppose we galvanize support, we fundraise. Where would we take the money to? Who will be accountable? There is no structures. There is no opposition. And also difficult. And the other people who are here, like here, I'm based in Germany. There are a lot of individuals, German individuals, who are willing to fund, who are willing to see some changes in Zimbabwe. But who is the point person? And even if they want to give us money, they want to help us with support, financial wise and so forth. How and in what capacity are we receiving these funds? Because we are not in the structures where there is no opposition, and whom are we representing? We are just individuals. Even the people who also want to donate and to support us, they won't support us because we are fragmented. Yeah, and I think also this issue of being ambiguity, I think it doesn't work. We need structures, we need something, we need direction. When there are problems with every political party, there will be infiltrations. There should be some watertight mechanism to minimize, but you cannot totally shut out infiltration. It happens. So I think it is also should be very clear. The opposition should be very clear with what they want to achieve. Yeah, because otherwise, if the opposition gets into power under this by the devil's chance, they say they get into power, but they're trying to be using this ambiguity. It's the same problem we also are going to encounter in the future, that because they won't be accountable to anybody. Because one thing that is killing Zimbabwe or all African countries is that our things are done in a murky way. There's no accountability. There's no transparency. There's no responsibility. There's no integrity.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and one of the most challenging thing which we are also facing as a country is that our institutions, they need to be reformed. But you only reform when also the party also reform itself, or the leadership. They're accountable to the people, they're accountable to the public, because whatever the government does, they are also doing it using, especially when it comes to things like monetary issues. These are public funds, and these are taxpayers' funds. And that's why you find that most of the economies where the economy is not doing very well, it is because the government are not collecting enough taxes, and people are not willing to pay taxes because they don't see value in paying the taxes, because the money is being abused. And I also have the opportunity to, I'm privileged that I've lived in a couple of European countries. People are willing to pay taxes as long as they see the value in their money. Their money is being used in a correct and in transparent way. People are willing to pay. But people, they don't pay taxes. People, they evade the taxes because they see no value. And these values, they only start when those who are in leadership also are willing to be subjected to scrutiny, to criticism, and also they are willing to be transparent, and also to, as opposed to be opaqueness. So I think it is also very important that the opposition, they should refrain and move away from these ambiguities. Yes, it is very important to make it clear. And they should not be afraid of being infiltrated. Infiltration happens, like I have said earlier on, it happens in any political party, even in the USA. You only minimize, but you cannot totally eradicate it. Yes. So it is also about the caliber of the candidates whom we trust in leadership positions. So that's where the most important starting point. What kind of people are we trusting? What kind of people are we voting? What kind of people are we putting in places of leadership? How honest are they? What sort of morals do they have? Integrity is also very important. Because we want people who serve the people, not to serve themselves. I remember when I was growing up, one of my uncles was a counselor, but he was a teacher, and the council's meetings were done during the night. He was a teacher in Glenora. He was a teacher during the day, professional. And these things, it was just part-time. It was more like voluntary, not what is now being done, that councillors, they take it as a career, or as a political career to be a councillor. It was something one would do it out of trying to help the neighborhood. So I think we should also go back to those basics. Like if someone wants to get into political leadership, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that it is a councillor, is an MP. there are other things people should also save, even when they're working, even for the political party, in the offices of political parties. They must also, first and foremost, it should be a calling. It should not be a career. It should be something that one does out of passion. But unfortunately, because of the collapse in our economy, the collapse in our morals, the decadence in everything, people are desperate to do whatever they want to do out of just economic survival. Yeah, and I think we should go back to the basics. That's what I can say in a nutshell. I don't want to take much of your time, but you are doing a very good job, and I'm also very much disappointed and by Gambagwe. Yeah, it's a shame, and I don't want to be judgmental or whatever he's doing, but he's not doing it in a good way. Yeah, it raises a lot of suspicion.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of eyebrows, and there are a lot of gray areas. I hope one day you should be man enough to come out and to the public and also try to explain the coincidences. Very, very much too much. Yeah, I think he should be man enough. He should gather his courage and try to clarify certain gray areas. People, I think, are waiting for. They're so eager for answers. There, people have a lot of questions, and I should think that it will be a good thing. It will be a noble thing if you have nothing to hide. You can just come in public, or maybe you have a podcast or an interview, a panel, and people, they can ask you questions, or maybe some people in the media can also ask you the burning questions. Yeah, I think I'm not sure how you get this message. I think it is very important that he can also clarify this thing.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, and the General Stoll and the other people who have been also contributing in various media platforms. I just want to encourage them to continue. And freedom, liberation does not come on a silver plate. People must make sacrifices, and also we also must applaud and salute people like you in the media. You are also fighting. Yeah, it's a big fight, and it's also a big risk. Also, what you are also doing, especially for people who are in South Africa, they're exposed because of the number of the proximity. I mean, it's very close to Zimbabwe, so it's very easy to be targeted.
Yes.
And like people who are a little bit far. So take care, and always be on the watch. And it takes a lot of passion and courage and patriotism to do what you are doing, especially people in the media. And most of the time, people, they also want to focus on other players, political players, activists, but also the media is one of the most dangerous jobs across the world.
Yeah.
So just take courage and comfort in that we acknowledge what the great and strenuous job you are doing,
I want
and
to.
hope and hope one day we'll meet in a free, liberated Zimbabwe, and we eat and dine one day together.
Yeah, I choka dija.
Yeah, saka mosara zvakanaka.
I want to tend.
Yeah, and to all those the other followers and Zimbabweans at home and in the diaspora, we just say that it's a long walk, but it's achievable. We'll reach our destination. let's gather our courage, let's save our hope, and let's also play our own part, not only in talking, but also in practical contributions.
Yes.
Okay, have a good day. Bye bye
Aiwa.
for now.
Ndotenda, thank you very
And
much.
yeah, and thank you so much for listening to me.
All right, ndotenda, maita basa.
Bye bye.